Good morning and happy Friday. This is Mary Bostrom with Kim Bostrom Ministries again. This week we've been talking about the signs in the heavens. So high five. Let's look up to the heavens to see where our help comes from. Our help comes from the Lord. Amen. Well, I want to tell you about something that's happening in the skies tonight. You may not be aware of it. You may have seen it on some of the weather news or things like that. But we have a full moon tonight. Now, the interesting thing about the month of September and the Hebrew calendar is they're totally aligned. So on the Hebrew calendar, today, it's Friday, the 13th of Elul, and on our calendar, it's Friday, the 13th of September. And so the calendars are totally aligned, and that's something very amazing right now. There's going to be on the Hebrew calendar around the 13th or 14th, that's when we have a full moon on the Hebrew calendar, because their calendar goes by, it starts with the beginning of the moon, the middle of the month is a full moon, and the end of the month it goes down to no moon. So you have like 48 hours that have no moon. There's a moon, but there's no light on the moon. So tonight, the full moon actually is going to start tonight about 11:33 tonight Central Time, and it's actually going to stay in fullness until some Sunday morning. So you'll be able to go out and see it no matter what. We look like we're beautiful here, so it looks like we're going to be able to see it tonight. It's going to be a micro moon. A micro moon is opposite of a supermoon. A supermoon is when it's close, when the orbit is closer to the Earth and it looks larger. This time it's going to be farther from the Earth, so it's going to look smaller. It's called a micro moon. But the interesting thing is, it's Friday the 13th. Now, NASA, according to the Farmer's Almanac, now the Farmer's Almanac, it's good for showing you about planting and harvesting, things like that. Don't follow the horoscope in Farmer's Almanac, because that is witchcraft. You don't do things. You can plant, people that plant by the moon, different things like that. There is a different timing to that, but it's not the witchcraft that you find in the horoscope. But they said a full moon on Friday the 13th is extremely rare occurrence, according to Farmer's Almanac. It appears that will be the first full moon visible across the U.S. on Friday the 13th since October 13th, 2000. So it's been 19 years since there has been a full moon on Friday the 13th. The next full moon on the Friday the 13th will be 2049. So it'll be another 30 years until there's another full moon on Friday the 13th. It's also called a harvest moon. A harvest moon is it's the there's the Indian the Native Americans would have a name for every one of the moons, and they called this moon the harvest moon because it helps the farmers to get into crops. Up north, down here, the crop season is a long time, but up north, especially right now with all the flooding and everything in the northern states, they've really had a problem with getting their crops in and getting them harvested, because they have such a short summer. Now, if you're up north, the days are longer than they are down here. God had it that way just so that they could have the good crops. So it's called a harvest moon. It's a lot of the farmers will work under that harvest moon. They have lights on their tractors. They have lights on their combines. Everything. They work all day and all night during harvest time. And for the church, that's what we should be doing, is working all days and all nights and not stopping, not resting. Everybody works on harvest time. Let's see if there was another thing about that tonight. It was just, you're going to hear about it. I don't think there is going to be any specific sign in the heaven. I will be taking a picture tonight with my, on my phone. I have an app called Sky View app. Now, some of you that have followed my Facebook or blog site, mbostrom2.com, have seen some of the signs of the heavens I posted. I'll post tomorrow and see if there's any signs in the heavens, because if it has to do with something, I will tell you what's happening with Israel. It's the weekend before the election. The election is on the 17th. That's next Tuesday. And we're going to be talking about that a lot next Monday. So thank you for being with me today, and high five. Have a great weekend. God bless. Bye-bye.